Please note that not every prophetic message that I share on this channel is meant for everybody, so it's important that you have a relationship with the Holy Spirit and take it back to Him and ask Him to give you the confirmation that you need before you run with the message. And for some of you, I know that this is going to be a confirming message because the Lord has already been speaking to you about this. And if that's the case and you have any questions, please make sure to take all those questions back to Him because He will have the answers for you. In the dream, I was driving on a freeway. It was a large freeway, and there were parts of the freeway where there was a lot of water. It's very hard to explain. You know how dreams are, strange things happen in dreams. So there would be parts where I was just driving and then there would be water. And sometimes I would sink under the water, like really go underwater. And I had some kind of contraption that would help me to kind of push myself back up. And sometimes it felt overwhelming. Sometimes it felt like it was gradually getting more intense. The water wasn't getting more intense. It felt like I was getting heavier or, struggling more. And when I felt like I was at the weakest, when I really felt like this is going to be hard, this time around, because it happened a few times as I was driving, which was strange because I knew I was driving, but I also, when I was underwater, I didn't feel like I had a car. But it happened a few times, and that I would go underwater and come up. And the first few times it was easy. I didn't even need a contraption. And then I think it was the third and fourth time that I realized I had this thing that would help me push up, and it just got really, really tough. And I remember seeing somebody there, and I knew in the dream that this was a lifeguard. This was somebody that was put there to help anyone that was struggling. I wasn't the only one on this road, but I didn't see anyone else, going under the way I was going under, or at least struggling the way I was. So I knew that this person was watching me specifically, and I felt safe. I knew that even if I wasn't going to be able to pull myself out of the water, that this person was going to pull me out. And that was the dream, a very beautiful dream, a very reassuring dream. And I believe that the Lord wants to encourage us today, encourage whoever this is for, that, life can seem so overwhelming at times. There may be circumstances that have happened on a personal level, but also on a more corporate level, on a global level. Life has really changed in this world in the last few years. Before 2020, it was a very different picture. and then from 2020 onwards, things changed drastically. And this is all over the world. This is not something that's isolated to one place. This was a global thing, and our lives have changed. Economies have changed. The way people live has changed. Relationships have changed, all because of the major events that have happened in the last few years. And we know that these events are a precursor to what God is going to do. So there's also all that angst over what's to come. We've seen people put up videos and share prophetic messages about all the doom and gloom that they see coming, and it all gets overwhelming. So on top of all the personal stuff that you may be faced with, you're faced with everything else that's happening in the world, and it can be so overwhelming that you may feel like you don't know how you're going to get through all of this. But the Lord wants you to know today that He has got you, that you're never alone. There's always somebody there. There's always a divine appointment or a divine appointed being, an angel. The Holy Spirit is there. Jesus is there. We are never alone. There's always help. And when we may feel like, okay, this is really going to drown me, I'm going to drown in all of this, there's hope. Just seeing that person waiting for me, or kind of like watching over me as a lifeguard in that dream, made me realize that no matter what, I wasn't going to perish in those waters. And the Lord wants you to know today that you are not going to perish in the waters that are the circumstances of your life that are happening globally, in our communities. Nothing is going to destroy you. It's the enemy's plan to destroy you, but it's Jesus's plan for you to have life and to have it in abundance. So you're going to be okay. And I also know that for some of you, this message really is for that personal battle. You're really maybe going through a depression. You may have a spirit of heaviness that's trying to pull you down. The Lord wants you to know. The Lord wants you to know that He's going to deliver you from that spirit of heaviness. Just come to Him and pray and ask God to help you, because He will help you. He already has the help deployed. He has angels wanting to aid you, to minister to you. This is not the end for you. There's still so much to come for you. This is not the end. This is not the place where you give up. Definitely not. That's what the enemy wants. So don't let the enemy have what he wants. Your life is special. Your life has meaning. Your life can turn around in an instant. You may think that it's too late. Things are just too far gone. It's never too late. Things are never too difficult. There's nothing too difficult for God. Okay, so trust Him and don't trust what the enemy is telling you. Don't trust the lies of the enemy. Hold them captive. Hold every thought that does not agree with the word of God. Hold that thought captive and destroy it. Okay. He gave me a very beautiful Psalm 118, verse 1 until, I think it's the whole Psalm. I'm just trying to get a sense from the Lord. Please go and read Psalm 118 and let God minister to you. I don't believe He wants me to read it out today. I think He wants you to come into His presence and let Him just love on you. Okay? Because He hears you. He sees every tear that you cry. He knows all the pain that you're going through, because He's there with you. He's going through it with you. You're never alone. Okay? And He's not going to let you perish. He will not let you perish. All right. So that's the word for today. I pray that it's blessed whoever it is meant for. Always remember that God is a good Father. He loves you so much, because you, my friends, are so deeply special to Him.